Thoughts can change your life with me, Reverend Lee. Can you imagine a day, an hour, a half hour where you're not attached? What would that be like? Would it be the ultimate freedom? Think about that. If you weren't attached to the sensations that your body was having, would that be a sense of freedom? What if the thoughts that came into your mind, you were unattached to them? You just simply observed them. Would that be a state of freedom for you? What about the emotions that come from your attachment to the thoughts or what you're observing in your body? What if you weren't attached to them? They just came and you let them go. What would that be like? How could you be with people if you had no attachment to the way that they treated you, reacted to you, talked with you? What would that be like if you were unattached? Be free. You'd be perfectly free. Would you have any fear about being yourself? No. Isn't that fascinating? That all of your fear about being with other people is because you're attached to how they see you, to how they interpret you, how they react to you. And what do you do when you're attached to that? You give away your freedom. You give away your power. You give away your uniqueness and your ability to create, don't you? I do too. It's not like I'm special. I'm unique and you're unique, but I'm not special. The same things that apply to me apply to you. And so, it's not desire that causes suffering. It's attachment to the desires. It's attachment to the way an outcome happens that causes our suffering. I'm going to make a big, bold statement here. Suffering is a personal choice. And let me make that clear. Suffering and pain are very different. Pain is something that you have that when your body gets cut, the nerve endings send the signal of pain to the brain. Suffering is a mental response to a stimuli, a situation, a thought, an action. Suffering is not mandatory, but we've been domesticated to believe that it is necessary. Struggling or suffering is not necessary. Struggle is. You say, whoa, that's a jump, Lee. Suffering is not necessary, but struggle is. Yeah, struggle is a part of the process. It's part of the process of becoming more aware. It's part of the process of a more expansive life. It's part of the process of getting older, mature, expanding in the workplace. It's struggle is a process of gaining more muscle as you lift more weight. It's a struggle. But it's not bad unless it's a struggle in something you're trying to achieve that is really not something you've chosen, but you've let someone else choose for you. Suffering, however, that's your choice. I got the really clear demonstration of this years back when I was in a Dr. DeMartini event. And in break, he was about to do a process, and there was a woman right outside our conference room who lost her mother the day before, and she was grieving. And one of the facilitators that worked with John said, would you like to be relieved of this pain, of this grieving? And she said, yes. So he brought her into the group, and then John worked with her. Within an hour, all grieving disappeared. All grieving disappeared. Why? John did a process where he got her to see that as much loss that appeared to happen when the mother died, there was as much gain. And it's a beautiful concept when you really break it down and you understand that no situation is one-sided. There are aspects on this side, there are aspects on that side, there are aspects on the upper side, the lower side. There's never just one side to any situation, but because of how we focus and we become attached to the focus that everything has to be good. Good meaning we have to be happy, we have to be joyful in every situation. Well, happy and joyful are just emotional responses to things. The true essence of who we are, the soul aspect of who we are, the observer aspect of who we are, sees everything in balance all the time. So if we want to come out of this state of attachment, this state of emotional prison, we have to look at an event from all aspects. And when we do, we see it differently. One of the things that comes to me when I look at it is I'm getting more mature every day. I'm 72 plus years of age. I can assume there's a lot of negatives with that. But on the other side of the coin, I'm sitting here as healthy as I can be at 72. No meds, no nothing. Can do about anything I want. Also, I've got 72 years of experience that I can share with people. Not that I'm right, but I can give a perspective from 72 years of experience. That's a gift. So when I look at being 72, I'm not attached to being old or being younger or anything like that. I embrace what is in the now and I use it in a way that allows me to express what I want to express more than anything. Two things that are my top two values. One is to become more aware. Number two is to teach. I'm doing that. By getting older and more mature, I can teach better. I've got more experience teaching. I've got more wisdom. I've got a lot of study. I've got a lot of practice. I've got a lot of life experience behind me. I'm not attached to the bad things that happened in my life prior to this moment. Why? They don't exist anymore unless I bring them forward. I look at them, and if you follow me for a while, you'll notice that every time I do a talk, I'm bringing up something that happened in the past to use as a teaching aid, a tool. And at the time that I went through them, I had some attachment, so there was some suffering that I created. But then I worked my way through it. Just like I told you earlier. I found the benefits. And when you find the benefits of something that you perceive as bad and you balance it out, it no longer owns you. You go back to being the master of where you place your thoughts, of how you live your life. Wouldn't you love to be the master of your mind? You can be today. So just to let you know, if you like these, starting this Monday and Tuesday. On Mondays, I'm teaching a class called The 7 Secrets to Creating a Healthy Relationship. That's 7-week class. On Tuesdays, I'm going to be doing a 7-week class on the power of decision, a science of mind type class. If you would really like to go deeper with me, those classes are available for you to sign up. You can go to agapespiritualcenter.com. And go to the calendar. Also, on the 23rd of September, Agape is going to be participating with Dr. Joe Dispenza in his Walk for the World. Everyone around the world will be walking at the same time. If you'd like to do that, go to drjoedispenza.com, register. If you're in North Texas, you can go to the location and you'll find that Frisco, Texas, Agape has a location where we're all going to meet. But if you're not from Texas, there are locations all over the world and you can join with like-minded people. But you got to register to get the audio. I know I gave a couple shout outs today for upcoming things, but I want you to be aware there's a lot of things out there for you to expand and to grow in and to be with like-minded people. So today, my friends, do your best. because it's all you can do. Be unattached, be focused, be conscious, but most of all, be you. Until tomorrow, aloha.